That's after protesters pulled it down. Lauren Havlin live in Durham this morning with the latest on this. In Durham, Lauren, behind you is just the base of that statue now, right?
You're exactly right. A Confederate soldier did stand on top of the base. This was actually dedicated to Durham in 1924, nearly a century later, and just in a matter of minutes, it was taken down. Now, protesters used a ladder and then tied a rope to take it down. Durham County Sheriff's deputies videotaped it coming down, but they did not intervene. The statue came down during a rally that took place in front of the old Durham County Courthouse. Protesters told us they wanted to take a stand in the wake of the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia. From there, they took over streets and marched to the site of the new police department.
Today we got a small taste of justice, and that if we actually want to believe in justice, we're going to have many more days like today, where people actually take a stand against the monuments to violence that are around us.
Early this morning, the county issued a statement saying, in part, we share the sentiments of many communities around the nation that admonish hate and acts of violence, as we believe civility is necessary in our every action and response. The governor has also issued a statement on Twitter. We've got that on our website, WNCN.com, but I'm going to read it for you. Coming up in just 15 minutes, we're also wondering what the Durham Police Department and Durham County Sheriff's Department, if they're going to be filing any charges against these protesters.
What happened was wrong. People associated with the alt-right are white supremacists. They're Nazis. It's not okay.
Right now in CBS North Carolina, protesters pulled down a Confederate statue in Durham County, spit on it, then kick it. The new statement county officials are releasing early this morning.
Yeah, that statement says, in part, that Durham County leaders are against hate and acts of violence, but believe in civility.
It is a big story. The nation is watching both Charlottesville and what happened here in Durham last night. Lauren Havlin live at that scene right there in Durham County. And Lauren, talk to us a little bit more about what the governor is saying.
Well, we'll get to the governor, what he said, but he definitely condoned these acts, said that there's a better way to what we can do with these monuments. And what happened yesterday here in front of the Durham County Courthouse happened very quickly. We did have some Durham County Sheriff's deputies out here. They were monitoring the situation, even videotaping it, but they never intervened. Now, take a look. You can see the base of the statue still remains. On top of it was a Confederate soldier. Now, this statue was dedicated to the city of Durham in 1924. You can see in the video that yesterday evening, several dozen protesters gathered in front of the courthouse in wake of what happened in Charlottesville. Protesters used a ladder and then tied a rope around the statue, bringing it down. From there, they took over the streets and marched to the site of the new police department. Now, in a tweet from Roy Cooper, the governor of North Carolina, he wrote that racism and deadly violence in Charlottesville is unacceptable, but there is a better way to remove these monuments. Now, we have reached out to the Durham County Sheriff's Department and as well as the police department. The police department says this is not their property, so they did not make any arrests. We have yet to hear from the Sheriff's Department about any possible arrests in this protest. Once we hear from there, we'll, of course, update you on this situation. Live in downtown Durham, Lauren Havlin, CBS North Carolina.
Meanwhile, a Raleigh man's Twitter crusade against white supremacists after the violence in Charlottesville has gone viral. Local activist Logan Smith has run the Twitter account called Yes, You're Racist for years. Last weekend, the handle gained hundreds of thousands of followers. Smith has been posting the identities of white supremacists from photos circulating on Twitter. He says he has received death threats, but will continue his fight.
If we let them, make us afraid, if we let them, keep us silent, then that's how they win, and I refuse to let that happen.
Smith says most of the responses he's received are from people supporting his work and helping to identify people in those photos.